B'Shem, everybody. B'Shem. B'Shem, B'Shem. For the candles. Doesn't it look beautiful on the screen? Asher Gishanu
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Musical Shabbat, bringing the power of prayer into our weekends. And this is a very special musical Shabbat. It's a celebration of this community and to celebrate the generosity of the Friedman Rubenstein families and of all the wonderful supporters who love to pray and sing and make these evenings possible. Thank you. So last week, we began the month of Shvat. And that means that Tu B'Shvat is around the corner. Tu B'Shvat is the birthday of the trees. How strange that the birthday of the trees in the middle of winter. But I sometimes think that maybe the most successful planting has to happen a long time before it's harvested. And that in the winter we plant a few seeds and we wait to see what happens. And we know our nation and our world need so much new life at the moment. And our thoughts this evening are going out to Jerusalem, where there was a terrorist attack at a synagogue this evening, and sending our prayers that way. And I also wanted to mention on this day where we are observing International Holocaust Remembrance Day. And so this is one way of observing it. We celebrate the power of light, the power of Jewish song, of living Jewish life with joy, and intergenerations with kids running around, multi-generations singing old songs and new songs. And this is what we say, Am Yisrael Chai, the Jewish people lives. The Jewish people lives. So if this is your first time, please enjoy your evening, dance and sing with us, or just take it in. The Hebrew is transliterated on all the pages in the red ink, or you can just sing Nai Nai Nais. So our Kabbalat Shabbat service we're about to begin was created 500 years ago in the hills of Tzfat in northern Israel by the Kabbalists, who used to go out on Friday nights to greet the bride Shabbat, all dressed in white, their hearts full of devotion and yearning. We follow in their footsteps. We begin our journey through the Psalms on page 11.
Let us go and sing to Adonai. Let us trumpet praise to our protector.
Page 11.
Lechu neranena l'Adonai Naria letzor yeshenu Nekadma v'anav v'toda Bezmirod Naria Arbaim shana kod bedor va'omaram to'e levavhem ve'hem lo yadu drachai asher nishbati v'yapi im yivon el menuchati.
Page 13.
Yeah.
התבשרו מיום ליום ישועתו, ספרו לגויים כבודו, בכל העמים נפלאותיו, כגדול אדוני, ומהולל מאוד, נורא הוא, על כל אלוהים, כי כל אלוהי העמים אלים, ואדון השמיים עשה, עוד מהדר לפניו עוז ותפארת במקדשו, עבור לאדוני איש בכל העמים, עבור לאדוני כבוד ועוז, עבור לאדוני כבוד שמו, שאו מן
ובוא לחצרותיי, אליי, 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 אליי.
There we go. It's a soul train. Nice moves. לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק וימים באמונתו.
Page 15.
אדוני מלך תגל הארץ, ישמחו עם רבים. אורזרו אל הצדיק ולישרי לב שמחה, שמחו צדיקים באדוני ויודו לזכר קודשו.
Page 17. Sing to Adonai a new song, for Adonai has wrought wonders. שיר חדש, כי נפלאות עשה, הושיעו ימינו וזרוע קודשו, הודיע אדוני ישועתו לעיני הגויים לצדקתו, זכר חסדו ואמונתו לבית ישראל. ראו כל עשי הארץ את ישועת אלוהינו, הריעו לאדוני כל הארץ, פצחו ורננו וזמרו, זמרו לאדוני בכינור, בכינור וכל זמרת, בחצוצרות וכל שופר, הריעו לפני המלך אדוני, עירם הים ומלואו, תבל ויושם בה, נרות ימחאו יחד הריב ירננו, לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק וימים במישרים.
page 19. Adonai malach yergezu amim yoshev keruvim tanu Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Vishtachavu Lehar Kocho Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu.
Please rise, we turn to page 21. Acclaim Adonai, children of the divine. The voice of Adonai thunders over the waters, splitting cedars, making the mountains of Lebanon like wild bulls, but also gifting us the peace of Shabbat. Please be seated. We turn to page 23, Lecha Dodi, our much beloved Friday night piyut, religious poem, a prayer of yearning to the Shekhinah, the female aspect of the divine. And at first she is described as in the dust, forlorn, in the valley of tears, symbolic of the state of our world. But then through our joyous prayers, Kumi, Uri, arise, arise, she is raised up, until we say, come in peace, amidst the faithful of the treasured nation, both in happiness and in jubilation. Come, O bride, Boi Kala. Page 23, Lecha Dodi.
We go to the last stanza on page 24. We face the entrance to greet the bride Shabbat. Boi v'shalom.
שמחה ורצונה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. She's here.
standing, we turn to page 39A for our Baruch Hu as we face the ark for our call to worship.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMivorach.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMivorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated and join me for a responsive reading in the far left column of page 39A. Beloved are you, eternal God, by whose design the evening falls, by whose command dimensions open up and eons pass away, and stars spin in their orbits.
You set the rhythms of day and night. The alternation of light and darkness sings your creating word.
In rising sun and in spreading dusk, creator of all, you are made manifest.
Eternal, everlasting God, may we always be aware of your dominion.
Beloved are you, Adonai, for this hour of nightfall.
Umavir yom umevir laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai tzivaot shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch ata Adonai Hamari v'aravi. Amen.
Page 40. Page 41.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha, uv'chol meodecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi nitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibareta bam v'shivtecha b'vitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech Uv'shochtecha uv'kumecha Ukshatam liot al yadecha V'hayu letotafot b'neinecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha Uv'yisharecha. Impress these words of mine upon your heart and upon your soul. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Teach them to your children by speaking of them. When you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your home and on your gates. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Page 43b, responsively, you proclaimed the covenant on the seventh day. You declared it and decreed it. We listened and heard it. You loved this day. We inherited delighting in its remembrance and began its command with the word, remember Zachor. From the time you bestowed it, joy filled the hearts of Yeshurun, the people you redeemed, securing the cause of righteousness. You exalted Shabbat as a sign between us forever. In 6 days your world was formed. On the seventh day you rested.
And on this day Israel, your people, rest.
To honor your name, they sing songs of praise to the one deserving of praise.
We'll hear some singing now on page 44.
Umalchuto braton kiblu alechem, Moshe u'Miriam u'bnei Yisrael lechanu shira v'simcha rabba ve'ameru kulam.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, norati lo tosefele, norati lo tosefele.
Malchutecha ra'uv banecha bokei hayam livnei Moshe zeli anu ve'ameru
Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed.
V'nemar kifada Adonai et Yaakov ugalo miad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael.
Page 45, Hashkivenu, a prayer of protection.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, Ya'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, Ya'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzedkeinu, uvoeinu, lechaim u'shalom, me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, Ya'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, Ya'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Aporei sukat shalom aleinu, shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
Please rise. Page 46. The people Israel shall observe Shabbat, maintaining it as an everlasting covenant throughout the generations.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ויעלמה דברה קירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יש מרבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריבו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה לאמירן בעמה ואמרו Amen.
Our silent Amidah for Friday night begins on page 47 and we continue through to page 52 in silent prayer, private words of meditation. melody about bringing joy to the land, the joy of our prayers and our hearts. Please rise for Kiddush. We are on page 55.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu זיכרון למעשה בראשית. כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מקומים בשבת קודשך באהבה ורצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Please be seated. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Recently, I was at the River Forest Library with my daughter Shalva. I think she's in the other room, which is maybe a good thing. And we had a meeting there with someone, a potential tutor. It was our first time meeting them. And Shalva, our daughter, was so engrossed with meeting her, meeting a new person and enjoying her company, that one of her friends walked into the library, came up to the table. She didn't even see him. She couldn't even notice him. And his caretaker motioned to him to go away because she could see we were in the middle of something. We had our meeting. At the very end, we walked out of the library, and just as she passed her friend, she turned around to him and she said, "Oh, hi, Felix." So in our parsha this week, we viewed the last few plagues in Egypt. The plague of locusts and then the plague of the darkness. And so God commands Moses to bring upon Egypt a darkness that can be touched. That's what the Torah says. A thick darkness descended upon all the land of Egypt for 3 days, but all the Israelites enjoyed light in their dwelling. So the commentators wonder, well, what was this darkness? What's a darkness that you can touch? Why didn't they just light a candle? So some say it was a dense darkness that we could only describe like the darkness of a fog. You can't even light a candle, one cannot move. But others say maybe it was more emotional. It was dark for so long that they just became paralyzed by their fear, wondering, would the sun ever come back? And so others wonder, maybe it was a different kind of darkness. Maybe it was more of a spiritual darkness. It was actually inside their hearts and inside their minds. And they call that the darkness of Gehinnom, the darkness, the closest that we Jews have to hell is called Gehinnom. And maybe that's what they say it was. What's the darkness of hell, the darkness of purgatory, actually in our tradition? It says, as the Torah says, people could not see one another, and for 3 days no one could move about. So what was the darkness? The darkness was not being able to see your fellows before you. Even though your eyes were open, you couldn't see them. And so actually the literal words in the Torah are, Lo ra'u ish et echav. The person could not see his brother. The person could not see his sister. That's how deep they were in their own being, in their own state. And so we know there are many different ways of seeing. On the other side of it, there was a seeing that the children of Israel were in the midst of doing at that moment. There was light in the dwellings of the Israelites. They could see far. Their whole vision, their field of vision was expanded and illuminated. And the Hasidic commentators, they point out in the word dwellings in Hebrew, you find the word Shabbat. They say, what was the light that they had? It was the light of Shabbat. And what is the light of Shabbat? It's the light of feeling yourself being able to open up, of seeing with open eyes and open hearts and open souls, of really being able to see the people you love. And so there are different ways of seeing in the world. Sometimes our vision becomes so narrow, we cannot see what is before our very selves. We do not recognize a fellow walking nearby. Or if we do, we only see the exterior, we're stuck. And what is Shabbat about? Shabbat is about having that one day a week, just one day, where we can resettle ourselves into the other kind of vision, where we do see our fellow, where we can see what's going on inside and outside, where prayer and music can uplift us and take that to that expansive way of looking at the world. And really, this is what all of Shabbat is about. This is what all of Judaism is about on some level, allowing us to live our lives from that place. And it says in the Garden of Eden, there's a midrash, that Adam and Eve could see across the world. What does that even mean, that they could see across the world? I don't think it's talking literally, but it's saying that when our vision feels open in that way, we can really see far, so to speak. Our inner vision is boundless. And so naturally, we all are not capable of having that all the time. We all go through so many movements in our lives, many different moments. But our prayer and the power of religion is that we can have as many of our days as possible living from that place, seeing and experiencing the great expanses, the light of Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Please rise for Aleinu, page 56.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגדול עמנו ככל עמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ועושה לארץ, מושב יקרו לשמיים ממעל, שכינת וזאת וגרוב ומרבים, הוא אלוהינו אינו, 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 אינו. מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, ידעת היום להשיב אותה אל לבך, הוא אדוני, הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת, אין עוד, אין עוד, אין עוד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד ושמו ושמו אחד ושמו
Please be seated. Before we turn to our mourners' Kaddish this evening, in observance of International Holocaust Remembrance Day, and it's been gratifying to hear so many reports on the radio about it today. The world is really paying attention. We're going to add Zog Nitken Mol, the partisan song.
Yes, and it is proper for us to be proud and to stand up for this hymn, Zognet Kain Mul, never say that you have reached the very end. the song of the partisans. Sognet Kabel, als du gehst den letzten Weg, Gott Himmeln bleien, verstellen bläue Tag. Kommen wird noch unser ausgedenkte Show, se wird abheugt und unser Trott mit seinen Do. Kommen wird noch unser ausgedenkte Show, se wird abheugt und unser Trott mit seinen Do. Never say that you have reached the very end, to let the skies a bitter future may portend. For the hour for which we've learned will yet arrive, and our marching steps will thunder, we survive. For the hour for which we've yearned will yet arrive, and our marching steps will thunder, we survive. Never say that ein will geist den besten Weg, Gott Himmeln bleien, verstellen bläue Tag. Kommen wird noch unser ausgedenkte Show, es wird erbeugt und unser Trott mit seinen Do. Kommen wird noch unser ausgedenkte Show, es wird erbeugt und unser Trott mit seinen Do.
So let us turn now to our mourners Kaddish. I'd like to invite anyone who is comfortable to remain standing as in remembrance of all those who perished. We are on page 58, and this week as a community we are observing the following yard sites: Goldie Barron, Devorah Besser, Ruben Roy Borovic, Jerry Braun, David J. Brown, Pauline Bruckhartz, Catherine Charns, Abe Chill, Leo Cohen, Vlastel Yaskova, Jacob Gilbert, Herman Goldberg, Joseph Goldstein, Eva Golinkin, Julius N. Harris, Maxine Horwich, Jane Israel, Max Jacobs, Arthur Janus, Eugene David Kane, Blanche R. Kaplan, Pauline Lawrence, Kate Lerman, Abraham Lewinson, Natividad Megrin, Taddy Mayer, Charles Posen, Neil Rader, Myra Palmer, Rosenberg, Solomon I. Rosenfeld, Rose Schechter, Ivan Schloff, Beatrice Seidel, Louis Sharton, Pauline Shanis, Jacob Silverman, Mandel M. Scabell, Philip Smith, Mitchell Yale Smith, Sam Stone, Lenore Tenner, Alfred Travis, Milton Traxel. If you're observing a yard site or a mourning, please join me in the words of the Kadisha tone. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash Shemei Rabba, ve'alma divra kirute ve'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, בגלה בזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. ועושה שלום במרומיו וברחמיו יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. Please be seated. I'd like to thank our davening team this evening. We have Cantor Figa, John Miller on the piano, Sasha Janoti Goralnik lending her beautiful vocals, Aaron Bernstein on the guitar, David Ormaner on the percussion, drum, and singing, and Owen Frankel, our very own, on the bass. So a few short announcements. We have our next musical Shabbat. It's a Shabbat morning in 2 weeks from now. And 1 week from now, we also have Tu B'Shvat coming up. We'll be having meals to go, including fruit platters to take and to observe, and an online Seder, Tu B'Shvat Seder, not as well known as the Pesach Seder, but an increasing observance in our day. So before we continue with the very last part of our service, I would like to take a minute to thank Ron Friedman and Clara Rubenstein for creating this Matching Funds Challenge, which is allowing us to have these beautiful services. And to all the donors who helped make that matching challenge happen. Susan Adler and Ian Elfenbaum and Morris and Beverly Applebaum and Mike Bass and Elizabeth Berman and Stephen and Betsy Blumenthal and Nassim Cicerel and Kevin and Leila Cleofi and Carol Flank, Suzanne Fournier and Chris Martin, Claudia and Mark Freed, Brian and Violette Greenspan, Judy and Ed Sachs, Adrian Hashai, Jessica and John Henry, Larry and Christina Katzovitz, Rose and Andy Kirshner, David and Bonnie Klatz, Carol Koenig, Jackie Fields and Andy Cohen, Alan and Deborah Landay, a wonderful anonymous donor family, Jack Meadow, Carmen Megrant, Jane and Chris Mendias, Peter and Monica Norlander, Alan Paris and Raya Ben-Shir, Vafa and Liz Shayani, Mike and Renee Slade, Paul and Judy Wolfman. It takes a village, and we did it!
Yay, thank you.
So in honor of the occasion, we prepared a new Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov, just to celebrate a little bit together. A little bit more.
Siman Tov Mazel Tov Yehelanu. 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 Yehelanu ulechol Israel. Yehelanu ulechol Siman Tov Mazel Tov Yehelanu. 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 Yehelanu ulechol Israel. Yehelanu ulechol Israel. Hey! Siman Tov Mazel Tov Yehelanu. 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 Yehelanu ulechol Israel. Yehelanu ulechol Israel.
Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov.
We are ending our service with the Yigdal.
62.
Page 62.
Yigdal Elohim Hai ve'yishtabach nimtza yenetziyuto echad ben yachid תהילתו ותפארתו, לא קם בישראל כמו שהוא, נביא ומאמין את אמונתו, תורת אמת נתן לעמואל, על יד עליון למען ביתו, לא יחליף האל, לא ימינתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע שטעמנו, מבין בסוף דבר לקדמתו, גומר לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע כרישתו, ישר וקץ ימים השכנו, לפדות מחקקת ישועתו, מתים לחייהם ברוב רזו, ברוך עלייה שנהילתו, מתים יחייהם ברוב רזו, ברוך עלייה שנהילתו.
Please rise for our concluding bracha, and after we finish, please don't forget to join us for cake in Gottlieb Social Hall. Kadosh Baruch Hu, Holy One, blessed be He. On this evening of celebration of music, may we be blessed with joy and song and prayer. May our visions open up to see great expanses, to send peace to the whole world. And let us say, Amen.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך.
May Adonai bless and guard you.
יאיר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונקה.
May Adonai's countenance shine upon you, and may Adonai bestow kindness upon you.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך
May Adonai's countenance be lifted towards you. May Adonai grant you peace. Shabbat shalom.
שבת שלום, סימן טוב ומזל טוב.